everyone, welcome back to Karen's Corner. If you're new here, I am, of course, Karen. If you've been here before, thank you for coming back. And to all of you, thank you for stopping in this afternoon. I am working on a food budget system inventory. I had picked up something I saw on YouTube, a young homestead family that's trying that out, but on a bigger scale because there's more of them and they're homesteading, so they can produce and harvest all their own, or for the majority their own, meat and vegetables and stuff like that. But I thought I'd try something different. Seeing as how I'm just little old me and retired, I thought I'd try doing it for a month at a time. I also decided that I would get my Costco membership back so that when I go up to visit the kids, I can at least once a month go into Costco and make it a big enough shop for the month. Because I've been finding that almost every week I've been going into town, which is about a half hour for me, and I think I'm spending more money than I need to, especially with the prices of gas and so on. So I've gone ahead and I've made a list, and I'd like to show it to you. So here we have my list. I had picked up, bacon and thighs. I already had some tenderloins and a few things. But with the bacon, they come as a 2-pack, so I divided up and made it a 4-pack. The thighs were already, from Costco, were already in their own pack. So with like 4 or 5 in each, there's about 20 of them all together because I have chicken thighs from before. As you can see, these are eggs that I got from a homestead here, not too far from me. I had 2 dozen, but this month I have a dozen and 4 left. Butter, I have 6, 8-ounce packs, which I didn't put. I bought a big pack of frozen cherries and divided up into 5 packs and so on. And as I used them, like the coconut water that I got from Aldi, it was a 12-pack. I've already used up 3, but that's from last month, from June. I can see half and half, beans and rice, and if I've used up a pack. I got a new 5-pack of Cafe Bustelo coffee from my son for my birthday. So now I have 5 additional cans, which leaves me with 7. And I also do the same thing with my paper towel and toilet paper. Even though I'd already had like big packs from Costco, that was back in May. So each month I'll put down what's left and what I've used, what's left and what I've used. So you'll see in the freezer all these packs of chicken thighs. This is a real big pack, which equals like 2 of these. It's from Aldi. There's more there. I have frozen cherries. It was a big bag, so I separated them out. I still had others left over. The tenderloins, there's some pork shoulder, there's ground pork and bacon up there, some chicken over here. And then down here, of course, I have the coconut water, and I usually put like a date of when I picked it up. There's all my halves for the month. My eggs, I have cheese down there, and then some of the meals that I've already cooked. Now, so far I found it pretty interesting because then I can make meals if I choose to, and how much I want to use. Like with the chicken thighs, I was doing like a pack at a time in my air fryer and then decided to go ahead and do like 2 packs in the oven instead, which seemed to make it more tender and more enjoyable. I don't eat a lot of fruits and vegetables. The fruit you saw in the freezers, the frozen cherries, that's generally the fruit that I eat. I like other fruits, but we don't get along very well. Same with the vegetables. I seem to be doing okay with beans and rice, but of course I buy that dry, the beans dry. I soak the beans and rice overnight. I made a batch of beans yesterday and I didn't soak them overnight. I soaked them for a couple of hours, and it was a really big difference. So I will continue to dry them, overnight instead. Now, as far as the economical side or the money side of my budget, I'm trying to stick with $400 a month, and then this plus gas. So $400 to $500. That includes my food, my gas, toiletries and things like that. I try to keep it as close to that as possible. It can be hard. I've seen, some channels with some retired people only spending $100 or $200, but they're buying things that I don't buy. I buy a lot of protein, I don't eat much in the way of processed foods at all because it makes me sick. So that's kind of how I'm doing it. So I'm learning how to just not only I've always had a financial budget, but now in retirement I'm changing it toward my food, my grocery budget. What am I actually buying? What am I actually bringing in? And I put dates on everything so that I know when I bought it. And in some instances, like my half and half or my coffee or some other things, I'll write down like on it when I bought it and when I opened it, how long did it last me. So that's kind of how I've been budgeting. And then adding this on to writing down what all I have. And as I'm using it up, making sure that I'm marking down what isn't there anymore so that I don't open up the fridge and freezer and go, oh, I don't have enough. I have to go back to the store because I didn't plan well enough in advance. So if this is any use to it all, great. Give me a thumbs up. Make some. Let me know how you're doing things down in the comments. And that's all I got. We'll see you guys again soon. Bye.